Hello, fellow travelers. This is Gun the Savvy and Zeke the Unfortunate, and this is another episode of Game Master Gun.
Game Master Gun, yes.
Now, now, what we're talking about today is a very interesting character that has appeared in several of my DM games, and Zeke's Druid. And that's why I have Zeke here today. It's because we're talking about Zeke's Druid. What can you tell us about the Druid that you played in my games?
Well, I was very powerful as far as Druids go, but just not in the sense that was a Druid character.
He's a very strong melee warrior. Let me say it that way.
Well, I tried to be, even though I wasn't, man. Because I was playing a Druid to its fullest extent. And I had several extremely very well put together spells and a systemic fucking synergy towards my character. Even though I just wanted to run up and fucking beat shit with my staff. And because I played a Druid that way, I died a lot, but it was still fun. I enjoyed it. I truly did.
So, for you viewers at home, I have rolled up pretty much all of Zeke's characters here. And that is...
which is few at this point in time, but we can get into that later.
Well, okay. Well, but... You've had a number of characters in my games.
That's true, I have.
In fact, Zeke is up to number 5. And,
surprising as that may be.
This is a warning to DMs out there, is that characters need to play Characters need to play the characters that are within their bounds. So, in this recent Eberron campaign...
And in this meaning, I do not. I try and play a little bit of everything, except I only play it one way, and it is the bane of all DMs in existence.
So, with it...
I'm sorry. Continue.
With that in mind, I rolled Zeke a new character for this newest campaign. And it's Bill the Shield, a Warforged in Eberron that has recently come out of the last war, and he wants to make himself as human in nature as possible. And this is the first time Zeke has gotten to see his character sheet, and that I rolled for him for this campaign.
Alright, man. For all those out there, I am playing Blitzcrank. If you have ever played League of Legends.
No, he's not. I've redacted that character. He's very similar.
Yeah, whatever.
To Blitzcrank.
I'm playing Blitzcrank. I'm just gonna run around and chuck my spear and shit.
He's gonna try to play Blitzcrank.
I'm gonna try, and I'll see how well that works in the future. But honestly, I just have more health than I did last time, so that works for me. I can just run up and attack shit. Like I did the very first campaign, if you remember that. Just
okay. Hold on. So I can tell our viewers. So, last game, and the title of this video, Zeke played a Druid.
I did play a Druid. I do need to read
he allowed me to roll his Druid, and I rolled a Wisdom and Intelligence Druid. Now, the point of this Druid was to be able to have great, unmanly spellcasting capability. So, I really came up with a character here that was capable of the elemental spells that most Druids were incapable of. So, I gave this character to Zeke, capable of throwing fireballs, purifying earth and water, to be able to raise the ground up beneath him to a greater... Shut up!
Okay, I'm sorry.
He was capable of great magical feats. So the first time that I put Zeke's new character in game, Zeke takes this character and immediately rushes into melee with folks, with a stick. Not a club, not an axe, not a sword, with a stick.
I had a stick, man. It was from the forest.
So, this was also...
Alright.
This was also the first time that I included a gun master from the Pathfinder setting in the campaign. So, immediately he runs into battle, he attacks the gun master with a stick, the gun master blasts him down as if he was nothing. And he hits -30, -40.
I was dead.
In the first round.
He shot me and I was dead. That's all there is. That's the only thing.
Bam, bam, bam. Zeke is on the ground, crying and bleeding.
I wasn't even crying, man. I was fucking dead. That motherfucker shot me.
Well, you didn't die right off the bat. You didn't die right off the bat. You were unconscious.
For a while.
On the first hit. It was the second... Okay, and this is where it gets hilarious. Because at the time, one of our friends, whose name I won't disclose, same for you, you can't disclose his name.
If I do, I apologize. I'm kind of fucked up.
I will bleep him.
I'm gonna get bleeped, man. Oh,
Don't get bleeped. Don't get bleeped.
Okay, I won't
So,
get bleeped.
at the same time, one of the other fellows in the game has a Thunderball spell, which is a lot like Fireball, except for it's a ball of thunder. And he passes it directly over Zeke, causing more than 80 damage to a person with less than 20 health. So, the way as a DM I played it was that Zeke got instantly incinerated and turned to ash. Completely unresurrectable, because you had been resurrected once before.
Twice, actually. That was the second time. Because that character had died previously to that event. And then to the dragon.
All I remember is that you started as a human, but you ended as a lizard. How did that happen?
Well, it's because of that poison drink that you sent in the field, man. Because as far as what I got out of it was, he shot this fucking poison nova, for lack of better words at this point in time. It was just this stream of poison, like poison breath, and it completely incinerated my body, obviously, and I was this pool of nothingness inside of this little pool of poison. So what you did was put a vial of whatever could not be fucking decomposed by this end-all be-all acid that this person fucking shot at me, and then brought it to this fucking priest of some unknown location and asked him to resurrect my body. And in so doing, the poison from that lizard caused me to become a lizard man.
And this is where I will bring up a strategy by one of our former players. That one of our former players in the Divine Magic Guide found a rule. That rule was revivify, if I remember correctly. It was revivify.
Did you actually name that, or was it just what was in the book?
No, I think it was revivify.
Okay.
And I would have to bring in Todd for this point, which we'll have Todd later on the show.
So we can have Todd, but not the other?
Well, Todd came up with this trick, and that's why I was thinking of it.
Okay.
Is that Todd had Revivify. Todd could take twice in a day the spell, Revivify, which was, in a day's time, you could revive a person only if they had died in the last 24 hours.
Alright, I'll give
Now,
you that.
he
But
had,
I don't
he
understand
had,
why you allow me to use Todd's name, but not the other's name.
Because Todd is legend.
Whatever, man. You don't know that.
No.
What if he watches this and he gets
okay.
fucking pissed off?
I asked him already. He said it was okay to use his name.
Okay.
Now we can't use the other person's name.
Alright.
So,
Sorry
so
for that
Todd-
spurt then, folks. Continue.
So, God damn it, fucking pick
Whatever.
hairs with me.
I am, man.
Todd found the spell, Revivify. And he had another, so he had to Revivify, which was if they died in the last 24 hours, he could revive them fully. He also had another spell that he could revive them at any time, but only within 40, they would only last for 48 hours. So this was what I wanted to talk about, was that he would use that second spell to revive them for 48 hours, and then as soon as he revived them, he would beat them to death with a club.
Oh,
So
no.
he would bring them back, and this is what I wanted to get at, was he would bring them back and then beat the shit out of them with a club.
For more experience, man.
I never gave him experience for it.
You should have, because it was experience.
I gave him
experience.
I gave him experience for the concept.
Okay.
Otherwise, he would create an infinite loop knowing Todd and his minimaxing abilities.
Yeah, and
So-
he would just fucking play that champion every game and revive people who have died previously for the sole fact of gaining more power.
Well, here, let me finish the idea so the viewers at home know that he would use the first spell to revive them, and then he would beat them to death as soon as they brought him back. In fact, this happened to you, as he would bring them back for technically 48 hours, and then beat them to death with a club, and then use Revivify, which only worked if they died within 48 hours.
Exactly.
So he would bring them back to life, and then beat them to death, and then bring them back to life permanently. Problem with this concept was that Revivify would bring them back as a random race.
That's true.
And there was
And it
a
was
10% chance that they came back as a Lizardman. Zeke, you can fill it in from here.
Alright, man. Well, obviously, due to what this person has said prior to me, I did come back as a lizard man because of the rolls that I had made. And I gained my sight back because, for all of you who did not know, I was blind as a fucking bat.
Oh, yeah,
I had no idea what was going on.
That was his character quirk, is that he was blind, but he had quake sense. He could sense anything that happened on the floor.
Exactly. So I pretty much lost everything that I had been building up prior to, and I came back as a lizard. So, as a lizard, I was just like, I'm gonna fucking run up and attack shit because I've got these claws now. I don't need sticks from the forest. That was a terrible idea. I'm gonna give you that right now. It was a terrible idea. But I thought it was cool, so I fucking did it. I'm not that great at D&D. I'll give you that. I'm not. I'm just a player. It's fun. It is. It is a game. It is like any other game.
So, Zeke,
Okay.
you have been in my games for 5-6 years now.
Yeah.
That we're out of the situation we were in. We have at least 5 years in our games. And I'm still running, and this is the contention between most people. I'm still running, and if you guys haven't seen it.
Yes, make it visible to the camera.
Well, I do that on purpose.
The Monster Manual.
Well, I'm not making visible to them the Monster Manual.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
We're still running D&D 3.5.
We are. That's what we use.
You still having fun?
It's a lot of fun, man. I love it. I die a lot, I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, the limitations aren't put up to a point to where you can die. It is a possibility. And it's not that great to die as a character because there are a lot of repercussions that you have to face. But at the same time, it's doable. You know what I mean? It's fucking doable. You can fucking play the way you want, do what you want as anybody, and you can just hang out. It's like hanging out with your friends, man. You know what I mean? It really is. It's just like playing a game. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose. It's just if you have fun. So do what you want.